Alright, I just woke up from like a 3-hour food coma. Let's go! Dead Space. To start this off right, we gotta go all the way back to the original. I was 16 years old when I played this game for the first time, and I got it in a PC bundle, so it was like $3, so it was a steal. But when I played it, I had made the decision that I was going to turn off all the lights in the room that I was playing the game in. Which, in hindsight, dumb. But it definitely gave me a better feel for the horror game I was playing. Did I actually get scared? Hell yeah, I actually got scared. That game was terrifying at some points. For example, I cannot remember there being a lot of music in the entirety of the game. So every time you're just walking through the Ishimura, I think that was the name of the ship. Anyway, no music plus the ambient just noises around the ship. Every time you took a corner, it'd be a new auditorial abomination to scare the shit out of you. The suspense that the original game had was super heightened. I mean, at the time, there hadn't really been, well, let me rephrase. I hadn't played a horror game before this. This was my first horror game. So every single little thing at the time scared me half to death. I obviously had to keep going because I paid $3 for this game. By God, I'm gonna finish it. So I ended up finishing it, and I loved it. The story was great. I thought that the hallway scene with the tentacle that grabs you by the ankle is probably one of the coolest little, like, 30-second gameplay clip that stuck with me all the way to this point. And knowing how tough that scene was for them to create, all the developers of the game, it might not have even made it into the game if they didn't persevere and deal with all the bullshit that I had to. And by God, I think that it was worth it. At least it was worth it for me, because I didn't have to go through the work. When I got the, what do you call it? The benefits? No. Anyway, I'm going to give this game 2 tentacle monsters over a flamethrower with 6 things of ammo. Oh yeah, and in the first one, you kill your wife, which they don't show in the later ones, so that's a little tidbit. Dead Space 2. Confession time. This is my favorite game. I never played Dead Space 3 because it looked like it sucked. But out of the 3 that I have played, Dead Space 2 definitely rises atop. Why, you may ask? Well, I think it's probably because it's more action than horror in Dead Space 2. The speed is picked up to a massive degree, and everything gameplay-wise just feels better. Of course, it's a sequel, that's why it feels better, but they went above and beyond the way that Isaac feels in the second game compared to the first. Some of the things that really just stuck out to me, and I still remember, would be the gymnasium with the stupid sun. The giant, prop sun for whatever, it's like a drama class bullshit or whatever. Yeah, that area sucked with having all the little dudes coming at you and just trying to swarm you. I remember trying that on, I think that's where I failed at the Zealot spot, which is the hardest game difficulty in the game. I think that's where I stopped, was that room, because fuck that room. The aggression of the AI was dialed up times 5 compared to the first one, and it really did mix well with all the improvements that they had made to the actual gameplay of your character. So instead of everything still being as slow as you, they're also hyped up to an insane speed, and it just made for a more demanding. It's more demanding of the player to be on their toes, but not because of horror, but because of quick reaction speeds. I don't know if that made any sense, but let's hope it did, because that would be hard to animate if it didn't make sense. Anyway, the elevator part. The elevator the elevator, man, where you're going up for it's like 2.5 minutes of you going up an elevator, and on a 360, I guess, viewpoint, there was windows on all walls, and these monsters would come and climb on the windows and then try to grab you and hit you from the windows, and you had to shoot at these monsters from the center of the room. And man, was that shit tough. I mean, I think that's the one thing of the game, if I could remember so clearly, it would be the elevator scene, because I had to use everything in my disposal to just make it past that point, because I just think I was bad at the game now. But thinking back on it, 2.5 minutes is a long time, man. That shit was insane. But I mean, I guess it did its magic, because I still remember it whenever I think about Dead Space 2. That's the scene that I remember, is the gymnasium and the elevator. But man, I guess, this game, if I had to give it a rating, is going to be 3 markers over, I don't know, jet boosters filled with spaghetti? No, I hate spaghetti. Dead Space, the remake. One of the most faithful adaptations for a remake I have ever seen. I mean, the people who made that game really put some love and care into amping up the original game, with horror and survival aspects pushed to the extreme for this remake of a beloved game. You have upgraded combat, so everything to the movement, the camera, all of that stuff has been revamped and redesigned to make it even better of a time for the player to play. And also, better level design was added to it. They really took their time with designing each and every level, and even the space ones this time, where you're in zero gravity, feel like it wasn't a hassle to use. Now, when I played this game, I actually found that it wasn't as scary for me as I played the first time. It was actually more frustrating. And I'm just gonna, chalk that up to be because when I played the original one, I was 16 and now I was 25. So there was a huge time gap, and maybe during that time, I just became a person who doesn't get scared as easy, or maybe it was just because it was like a rerun of an episode. And because of that, I didn't get as scared, except for, of course, stuff like jump scares, which are the cheap tactics of the horror industry. Compared to the first, this game improved literally everything. I mean, this was an amazing remake, and everybody that made this should hella be proud of the work that they did on it. The first game definitely had a different magic to it. Maybe it was because just the time that it came out, or the time that I played it, but I definitely missed that train ride of the new Dead Space remake, because I enjoyed my time playing the original more. Now, by no means do I think that the remake is bad. I want to make that clear. I thought it was an amazing game. I just had fonder memories of the first one than I did my more recent ones. Now, time for the rating. I'm going to give this 1 engineering suit over 2 behemoths charging like rhinos. Being an engineer must suck. Tee.